It's honestly incredible how much of a shit show Crown Jewel was last year, to the point where it required 4 damn Sins videos to complete. Not to mention it made me lose my voice too. And yet WWE said, you know what would be better for the next Saudi Arabia event in November? Let's do Crown Jewel again. It's such good shit.
History, it's not given to us.
Yes it is.
When worlds collide.
When worlds collide, it's a curious thing. Bet you never heard of
Sorry, I couldn't resist putting that in.
Undefeated.
While I admit that having a boxer take center stage on a WWE pay-per-view is kind of an upgrade compared to having old legends past their prime being the main event, that still doesn't exactly make it good. So here are 5 sins for heavily promoting Tyson Fury when his match absolutely sucked. You know what? I was excited. I was excited to see Cain Velasquez get his long-awaited rematch with Brock Lesnar ever since their UFC heavyweight title fight in 2010. And WWE fucked us over sideways by having Brock get the quick and easy win. Just so I can save my energy and prevent myself from losing my voice again, I am throwing in an additional 30 cents for their bullshit. Oh god, is Triple H competing too? Have we seen Lacey Evans face Natalya countless times? Yes. Have they been boring? Yes. But at the same time, the bigger picture is that women finally got to wrestle in a place like Saudi Arabia. I'm removing 25 sins as a show of respect for the women, and if any haters disagree with that, too bad! Although, I'm adding a sin because of the WWE fans. They say they want women to compete in Saudi Arabia, but when it's Natalya and Lacey Evans, all of a sudden they say, we didn't want them to be the ones competing! Someone like Sasha Banks or Bayley deserve it more! Well, that's what happens when you're not specific about what you wanted, assholes! The Saudi Arabia events may not be the best shows WWE ever produced, but I'm removing 5 sins because that was without a doubt one of the best opening pyrotechnics I have ever seen. And that includes what I've seen at WrestleMania over the years. Admit it, you've never seen that much power for an intro at any WrestleMania. Perhaps I'm showing a little too much favoritism, and I will admit that. But come on, that stage setup was literally the only good thing about last year's Crown Jewel, and it looks amazing even at this year's. Jeez, never thought I'd be removing a lot of sins for a Crown Jewel event. The apocalypse is here. When Legends Rise might as well be named the official WWE Saudi Arabia theme since it's been at 3 of 4 pay-per-view events in Saudi Arabia. At first I was confused on why Brock Lesnar vs. Cain Velasquez, one of the most hyped up matches of the show, was kicking things off. But once we see how the match takes place, I can understand it. Whoever's the owner of that Saudi Mania sign, you better not let Vince McMahon see it, otherwise he'll make that the title of next year's Saudi Arabia show or call it Greatest WrestleMania. Here's something I don't understand. WWE has brought back Pyrotechnics on a full-time basis, and we have a lot of pyro for Crown Jewel. So why doesn't Rey Mysterio have his pyro back? You know, where he runs to each side of the stage and points to the crowd, signaling his pyro to erupt. Also, it was well over a month ago when Brock Lesnar ambushed Rey and Dominic Mysterio, and his arm injury wasn't said to be that serious. So why is Rey's arm still in a sling? Cain Velasquez is making his WWE in-ring debut and automatically gets a WWE Championship match. No offense, but that's kind of a spit in the face of those who struggle to even get a shot at the title. And I thought part-timers getting random title matches for no reason was bad enough. Tale of the Accomplishments tape or something. Or how about the Dick Measuring tape? Whichever one works. Also, man, WWE is really trying to piss us off by constantly reminding us that Brock Lesnar conquered The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania, which is still the biggest spit in the face of Undertaker's legend no matter what anybody says. Fuck you. If Paul Heyman is the advocate for Brock Lesnar and always does his ring introductions, then why not have Rey Mysterio do the same thing for Cain Velasquez or something? I'm just saying, that'd be kinda cool.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I just now realized that's the second SpongeBob reference I've made in a single Sins video. I guess SpongeBob SquarePants is taking over the Crown Jewel Sins.
WWE.
Brock Lesnar is a dick to his own championship. Remember when he threw the Universal title away a year and a half ago?
Velasquez is a striker. He's not a submission specialist.
But let's not bring up the fact that Cain actually has competed in wrestling matches throughout his career and is not simply a former UFC heavyweight fighter who knocked out Brock Lesnar that one time 9 years ago.
Backs Velasquez into the corner, and just like we said earlier,
I just might have to add in another 5 sins because the referee is just standing there, allowing Brock and Cain to be in the corner when he should be starting his 5 count for the disqualification. Last I checked, this is just a traditional wrestling match with disqualifications and countouts. It's bad enough that this match doesn't last and has nothing of value to it.
and now Keys right.
Keys, Michael? Brock Lesnar with keys to the stomach of Cain Velasquez? That is one of the most awkward botches on commentary. Even Mauro Ranallo doesn't botch like that.
They're trying again to thwart the kicks of.
At least Brock is trying to wrestle in this match. Cain might still believe this is an MMA fight. We're in WWE, not UFC.
And the Kimura, and he does.
Look, in some ways, I'll give WWE credit for making this feel like a UFC fight that can end really quickly. But the problem with this is you're giving that feeling to the wrong fan base. If a fight in UFC ends really quickly, it's not as disappointing because it's real-life fighting. But this is WWE, where if a match ends really quickly without any proper wrestling, it's very bad. And I'm giving this another 20 sins because WWE should not be trying to mimic MMA fights. Post-match assault. Also, wait a minute, I thought Rey Mysterio had an arm injury that required him to wear a sling. Are we supposed to just forget about that? I'm tired of all this no-selling injuries by WWE wrestlers. Another 5 sins. Well done, Rey. You just gave Brock an additional weapon to use against Cain following the conclusion of the match. Ow, my hands! Also, somehow Rey hasn't been fined for breaking the legitimate rules regarding illegal chair shots to the head. Even if Brock obviously blocked it with his hands, it was still Rey's intentions. First a chair shot to the face, and now Rey is spanking Brock's ass with it. This is starting to look a little weird now. Yeah, don't even try to pretend you have an injury anymore, Rey. You already exposed yourself as a liar when you whacked Brock countless times with chairs without so much as grimacing in pain. Title kissing.
And the best tag team in the world!
Be on the lookout for Shane McMahon. He might be lurking somewhere, ready to join forces with Vince McMahon at the last second. Also, last year we determined the best in the world. Now we are crowning the best tag team in the world. I'm already predicting that next year we will crown the best female wrestler in the world. Also, once again, being the best in the world is a form of opinion, never a factual thing. When will they ever learn? Also, why not add in the tag teams from NXT and NXT UK? That way, whoever wins the tag team turmoil will have to literally go through every tag team that WWE has today. Or why not add in some surprises too? I'd be totally fine with that, honestly. Rudolph the Glorious Tag Team won the tag team titles one time, had an easily forgettable reign, and yet it's enough for them to qualify for this match.
Champion. Believe.
Dolph Ziggler pushes against Lince Dorado's discount Pennywise mask and then just taunts him. Does he think that Lince wouldn't hit him back or something?
It's a house party. Oh!
What the hell kind of landing was that supposed to be? Talk about over-exaggerating a small elbow shot.
The athleticism of Dorado.
Robert Roode was watching Lince the entire time and could have easily sidestepped out of the way at any moment, even when Lince flipped against the ropes.
Whoa! They call him the king.
Not gonna lie, that was kinda cool. This definitely deserves a center mover. If only the Lucha House Party was as successful as they are athletic.
And yet again, let's say.
And another center mover. Man, where were these moves when this stable was formed? They're so good.
Ooh.
So this must be the WWE logic. When a wrestler is not looking at his opponent who's about to knock him off the apron, he manages to get out of the way in time. But when a wrestler is watching the entire time, he takes the hit. How stupid does that sound? Usually, rake in the eyes is effective in a match when you want the advantage. But considering Lince Dorado wears a mask, it's awkward.
I believe I can fly.
Oh my! Knocked off the top rope right into a super kick.
Man, Michael Cole's reaction to Lince getting a super kick counter from Dolph Ziggler was so casual and stupid that I'm adding in a double sin. Pushed off the top rope and caught in a perfectly timed super kick, and Michael looks at it like it's an average body slam.
Talking to the official!
How the hell did the referee not hear that? Not to mention, how did he not feel something going on literally behind him?
Tag team champions!
Oh, come on! I literally had to look away in embarrassment when that happened. Here are 3 more sins added.
Not matter! Almost!
Jeez, could you imagine if a severely botched move was enough to finish off Robert Roode in this match? That would have been bullshit.
Super kick!
What is going on here? Now a super kick that missed Kurt Hawkins by a mile? This turmoil started off good with the Lucha House Party, and now just lost its spark when Kurt and Zack Ryder started messing everything up.
Oh, look at that! Zigzag!
And a spinebuster. Don't forget about that, dumbass.
Otis was actually born without a last name because his parents were afraid to claim him.
Then explain why Otis had a last name while he was part of NXT for a little bit when Heavy Machinery debuted on the main roster.
Arizona State, look at.
If Tucker had successfully pinned Dolph Ziggler right here, he would have also pinned himself, and both teams would be eliminated from the turmoil. Similar to Night of Champions 7 years ago, when John Cena accidentally pinned himself against CM Punk.
Very successful tag team in NXT.
Sorry to disappoint you, but Heavy Machinery hardly had much success at all when it came to their time in NXT.
Here's Tucker.
The air is taking quite the abuse tonight. What happened to this match actually being good? Can we get a redo with the Lucha House Party, please? Can't believe I would ever say that.
I'm not sure if that's legal in this country.
Haha, fuck you. Dolph Ziggler has been in the WWE for well over a decade, and yet he somehow believes that getting timeouts is a thing in the company. I'd expect that out of a rookie, not a veteran.
Timeout should be afforded after you beat 3 teams.
Well, they've only beaten 2.
Michael, that was supposed to be my line. I'm the WWE center. You already have a job as an annoying commentator, jerk.
Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode have been eliminated.
Thanks Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Squaring off.
It's still amazing that after all these years, the shenanigans of the New Day can still make us laugh. Though with a year-long injury from Xavier Woods, I don't see a bright future for this stable. In the meantime, one sin-off for Big E's hilarious comedy.
And another former tag team champion.
Michael said former tag team champion when he should have said champions, plural. Because both members of the B team won the Raw tag team titles, not just one of them.
Cover by and a kick out by Big E at 2.
Big E clearly kicked out at 1, not 2. Man, I wonder how many times they're going to say that in 2020. Wait a minute, the corner Curtis Axel is standing on is supposed to be the corner for New Day, who switched to the other side for whatever reason. Does this mean teams can switch sides anytime they please? Got a real mystery on our hands.
To hold both SmackDown, Raw, and NXT tag team.
Michael really sucks at his words tonight. The term both refers to 2 things, then he stated 3 tag team titles.
Wilder. And there goes Scott.
That weird jump Scott Dawson did prior to getting hit with Kofi Kingston's dropkick. We can already see the action from the camera view on the screen, so why the need to show the screen? Dash Cryinger.
Champions. Not good news.
Figured it'd be only a matter of time before we get a post-elimination assault sin added into the mix here.
Whatever he can to stay in this matchup.
Sadly, Kofi didn't jump high enough for the double stomp to Carl Anderson and ended up stomping on the canvas instead.
Great athleticism by Eric.
Seriously? How did Luke Gallows not see Eric running straight toward him from the other side of the ring? Even before Eric started running, Luke was oh, frickin' forget it.
Yeah, he just tagged Gallows.
Wait, Eric tagged Luke Gallows? I thought they were on separate teams in this turmoil. Plot twist, Eric and Luke Gallows betray their teams and team with each other, forcing Ivar and Carl Anderson to team as well.
Goes Anderson.
Wah.
Viking fighting spirit.
Viking Fighting Spirit? Is that like the new name for the Viking Raiders? Good lord, that means they went from War Machine to War Raiders to Viking Experience to Viking Raiders to Viking Fighting Spirit. How many more name changes do you think this team will go through in the next 5 years?
Team Magic Killer to Eric.
Haha, Luke was about to pin Eric and then Carl jumped in and took all the glory. Don't get me wrong, I know that Carl Anderson was the legal wrestler of the OC's team, but that's still what it looked like.
They are the best tag team in the world.
No, they're not. Anyone who has the title Best in the World as an official nickname is not the best in the world. Well, maybe except for a certain few.
Tonight we get on a plane and we get to do Friday Night SmackDown.
Surprised neither Michael Cole or Corey Graves is fuming at the thought of having to do a show in Riyadh and then in Buffalo 24 hours later. Or at the very least asking for a raise to do that. Hey, didn't we see this already?
For surviving Cain Velasquez, but he still needs to survive me.
I'm sorry, but if Brock Lesnar could easily survive someone like Cain Velasquez, what the hell makes Rey Mysterio any more challenging? No offense, but you get what I'm saying here.
Hey, I survived Brock Lesnar.
With an injured arm and Dominic got traumatized. Not much of a good result for you here.
He would go on last year to win the 50-man Battle Royal.
Wait, what? Last year was the 50-man greatest Royal Rumble match, and if I'm not mistaken, Mansoor did not win that match. It was won by Braun Strowman. Hell, Mansoor wasn't even in the Rumble match that year. It was this past June where Mansoor won the 50-man Battle Royal. Mansoor actually believing that Cesaro was going to shake his hand prior to this epic match beginning. Did you forget Cesaro's supposed to be the bad guy here?
Oh, to be fair, I mean, most of them didn't speak to the guy until he became a megastar.
Corey Graves is such an asshole. What makes you think you know whether or not Mansoor's family spoke with him or not before he became a wrestler?
Hidden combination.
Match has only been going on for a minute and already it's looking great. Not wasting time with stare downs, slow taunts, and me checking the time to see how long it's been going on.
Oh, and Cesaro with a cheap shot.
What? That was in no way a cheap shot, you stupid dumbass. After all these years, Michael Cole still doesn't know what an actual cheap shot is.
Through drop kick by Mansoor. It's
The awkward way Cesaro was hung up against the ropes.
fire in his eyes.
Oh no, Mansoor just got elbowed in the face real hard. Hey look, we're on camera! Quick, start doing the funniest dance moves ever!
Right, and oh!
Wow, that was also cool, the way Mansoor hit the turnbuckle followed by throwing himself face first on the ring canvas. Don't often see that without the wrestler screwing it up.
Uses the ropes.
Many didn't like that this match existed simply because Mansoor is from Saudi Arabia, and most people hate Saudi Arabia in general. But you gotta admit, this match was the best match of the night, and it really shows that Mansoor is a great professional wrestler. Here's to hoping he does well in the future.
With light left in him, and look at this. Big uppercut!
After seeing perfectly timed moves like that, it's still a damn shame that Cesaro hasn't been a world champion at least once. In my opinion, he should be moved to NXT or something. Another 2 sins off for Cesaro's awesome moves.
Is coming out of the Swiss Superman.
Swiss Sue Superman.
The middle rope, this power. Moonsault. He does it.
Countering the gut wrench into a powerbomb, then a moonsault, or shall we call it a monsault, to finish the match. Man, this just goes to show that even the shows in Saudi Arabia can produce great matches. Shame it took them this long to do so, but let's be grateful that this crown jewel was 10,000 times better than last year's abomination. Don't care if people disagree. I'm removing 15 sins for this match, and that's that. Post-match interview.
What we do next!
I'm already predicting that he's challenging for the WWE Championship at next year's crown jewel, given if there is another one, or at another one of these shows down the road. Watch.
And that match cannot be stopped for any reason.
Neither could Hell in a Cell, but yet here we are, nonetheless, with a Hell in a Cell match that ended in a no contest for the second year in a row. P.S. It wasn't a disqualification to all the idiots who actually think it was.
To me, burning down the Firefly Funhouse.
And failing in the process, considering the Firefly Funhouse still existed even after you burned it down.
Being out there in the ring with him is uncomfortable.
What, were you expecting it to be cuddly or something?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Yep, fans demanded that I bring that sin back. I guess the voices of the many can be heard even on here.
It is the battle for the ages.
Wait a minute, you're calling this match to be a battle for the ages? If so, you are literally the only one. Who the hell would look at Braun Strowman versus Tyson Fury and call that a battle for the ages? Could the same be said when Floyd Mayweather kicked the Big Show's ass 11 years ago at WrestleMania 24? Also, this tail of the tape would be impressive for Braun Strowman, but anytime I look at two-time Raw Tag Team Champion, I'm instantly reminded of the time Braun teamed with a 10-year-old child, and then it looks awkward to see him face off against someone like Tyson Fury. Also, Tyson Fury gets knocked into by Braun Strowman, and that's the reason why this match exists. Hell, I once got knocked over at an independent wrestling show by a wrestler. Where the hell's my big-time match?
I will literally eat you for lunch.
Braun Strowman is a cannibal confirmed, since he said literally. I'm sorry, but this song is awesome, and I burst out laughing when I heard it play during Tyson Fury's entrance. Discount Goldberg's pyro. Jeez, there's so much pyrotechnics and fireworks all over the place, I swear they paid for this one entrance using AEW's entire budget. Last I checked, Tyson Fury isn't of Arabian descent, so why is he wearing that outfit tonight?
To upset the monster among men.
Does that look like Braun Strowman is upset at all? It's clearly obvious that Braun has a look of confusion on his face. And I would be too, because, once again, why was Tyson Fury wearing an Arabian outfit when he's not Arabian in any way, shape, or form? I'll be honest, I didn't really like this match, and neither did a lot of fans who watched it. But I gotta take a sin off for Braun telling Tyson, "Come on!" and Tyson casually responds with, "No!" I love comedy and wrestling when it's done right.
Hold on, guys, hold on. Hey.
What the hell is the referee doing? Neither Braun nor Tyson are backed into a corner, so there's no reason for the referee to tell them to back off and go into their corners. This is still a WWE wrestling match, you fool.
Fluid head movement from Tyson Fury.
This match is 8 minutes long, and a good portion of it is these two men walking, which is, you guessed it, boring!
And Fury.
That roll-through was so bad, I gotta give it a double sin. You can argue saying that Tyson hasn't competed in WWE before, but when you're competing at a pay-per-view like this, expect to be sinned by yours truly.
Off the ropes, shoulder tackle, Braun Strowman looking for momentum.
One sin because Tyson was watching Braun the entire time and could have moved out of the way at any moment. Another sin because the sound of Braun's kick was heard before it could hit Tyson. A third sin because Tyson clearly did not get hit by the big boot at all, thus it was another one of those devastating kicks to the air. And a final sin because of the awkward way Tyson landed from not getting hit by that big boot, which was heard too early and one Tyson could have easily avoided. Wow, that was a crazy round of sins.
Braun Strowman. Oh!
The struggle is real, and by that I mean the way Braun struggled to keep Tyson on his feet before he knocked him back down.
Tyson back to his...
Good lord, is every move or every landing from the moves going to be hard to watch in this match? How did we go from an awesome match between Mansoor and Cesaro to this?
Fury to take a... Well, I guess not.
If Tyson wasn't willing to take a count of victory against Braun at this moment, then what changed his mind 5 minutes later? The awkwardly stupid way Tyson tries to pin his opponent.
What?
I get it, Tyson Fury is likely a huge fan of The Undertaker. Who isn't? But leave the sitting up to the dead man and try to be more like yourself.
John Strowman.
That's it. The hesitating is what really set me on edge. Here are 10 sins. This match is horrible! Oh, fuck you, Michael. Tyson did not win via TKO. Braun Strowman got counted out of the ring. The only way a match can end by TKO in WWE is if a wrestler is literally knocked unconscious and unresponsive to the point of referee stoppage.
Fury with the win at Crown Jewel.
The audio technicians played Tyson's music, but then stopped it just to have his name be announced as the winner. What was wrong with the announcement while the music played? You know, like you do for 99% of the wrestlers who win matches in WWE.
He's gonna take this.
And yet these two momentarily teamed up a few weeks later after this. Honestly, hard to believe.